Start and the stream. Do, 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 do. Why not? Welcome, James Robinson. Welcome, Hunter Master Gaming. Welcome to the live stream. And I'm glad y'all can make it. Let's see if things will work. I always hate this part of the stream. You never know if everything's going to work out. So you just kind of hope that they will. So let's see if they will. Shall we? Come on. I know you can do it. I know you can. I believe in you. Doesn't look like the chat's going to work. No! Why does it only work half the time? Ah! We'll make do. So, how's everyone going? It's been a while. Actually, for once, it hasn't been a while. For once, it's only been like not long at all. Not long at all, actually. Also, actually has not been a while, which is very surprising. So, for the first time in how long? 2 in the same month? I'm so bad. But how's your week been? How's everything been going on with you? Oh, you made a new one? Also, welcome, Desk. Welcome. Also, it looks like Streamlabs is broken for the 13th time. So we're going to be using... There we go. There we go. Is it working? It's working! Yes! It's actually working! Too bad we didn't get James and Hunter Master Gaming in there. I'm sad. That we couldn't get the first 2 people to show up. But either ways, welcome one and all. It's working. To be honest, I don't care. I'm just happy that things are actually working for a change, because they never work. They never work for me, so this is new. So, fantastic. Yes, I'll post a link. I'll post a link, V. I keep forgetting where the share link button is, okay, V? It's not my fault. It's not my fault, V, I swear. The technology is confusing sometimes. I know I've jinxed myself, but what more can you expect from me at this point? In all honesty, this is just par for the course from me. And boop. But yes, we're on chapter 48, Cold Brew. Now that I'm seeing this, I'm wondering if I'm not doing something right. Hold on, I have to look at my other stuff real quick. I don't trust myself at all, which is probably very good for me. So, let's see. Okay, so it's chapter 48. Please tell me I didn't do the... Yes, we've established that I should never trust myself. Okay. Let me just... Okay, I got it now. It's chapter 48, labeled as file 47 because of the vignette. Got it. Okay. All right. Man, that's going to change again because because of Sursus. Ah. Did I do something new? No, I want that muted. I definitely want that muted. Oh, welcome. I missed a few people. Welcome, All Star. Welcome, V. Also, good morning to you, All Star. Yay. Superintendent V Drake. I'm going to be half listening. Don't worry about it, V. I know that you can't really plan around these streams. Prepared for an unforgettable luncheon. Yeah, oh, absolutely an unforgettable luncheon. You know, I half expected during like Sursus. I know, I know Sursus is like a little bit more undercover than Idle, but I actually hoped that she would eat the bug and just find it enjoyable, just to prove to the Batbone, just to prove to what was his name? Pristine Grinds. It's great. It's great though. I mean, like, if I was a child in that same situation, that's probably what I would have done, since she did actually enjoy it. I don't know. It might be weird for her. Now she's put up a point of not having liked the bug. It's gonna be really hard for her to get that bug again because it's really good. I made it despite your direction. Oh. But yes, welcome one and all to the live stream. Glad y'all can make it out. Like always, post pictures and vids in the live stream chat. Any videos I'll try and watch after the live stream as best as I can. And let's see, I'm hopefully topped up on water so I don't have to duck out midstream again. I really should just buy like a gallon jug. Just set it right next to my desk to refill my stuff. Just a whole pitcher. Just bring a whole pitcher of water. Read stars above. It turns 10 in less than a month. An older story, you say? Maybe. I don't read the stories I already do read. Desk, I can't start new stories. I haven't even finished the ones that I'm already reading. Such as, like, Forbidden Places. I started that a while ago. Great story, by the way. Starscribe does good work. I just got their print of fine print. Looks fantastic. I buy books to store on my shelves, not to read. I know I'm weird, but it's great. But they make great art pieces. Alrighty then. Alrighty. So read Stars Above, then read Shattered Skies. Is Stars Above a what is it a prequel to Shattered Skies? They do have a similar naming convention, so now I'm suspicious of that. You made me sus even more sus of your work desk. How dare you? Okay, it is entirely separate. Nice. Any hoozles. Oop. Similar things. Nice. Is it also magical girls? I changed computers when my text speech to text did not work. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. I found out like the text to speech, like unless I want to download a whole app, a whole separate app, the text to speech for Google Docs, which is the only writing program I use, only works with Chrome. And I don't want to use Chrome. I like Opera better. I'll try and get my if it's Magical Girl, I'll try and get my brother interested into that. He's more of the anime fan than I am. Why would you ask? I don't know. I assume that you might have done a little bit of brony work at one point or another. I mean, there's nothing wrong with magical girls, but like, you try something new with every story. I mean, sometimes it's similar. That's true. Sometimes it is very similar. Ah. Oh yeah. Was that the? Oh wait, no, that's something that V shared me. Link it. Link it in the live stream chat so I can so I can check it out. So everyone can check it out. Or wait, it's for V's birthday, so it's probably a private fic, isn't it? And go on, keep your secrets. If it's publicly available, link it. If it's not, then go ahead, keep your secrets. But awesome job. Anyway. Ooh. Hey! Alright, to add to my extra long read list, my extra long to read later. How long is my to read later list? I'm actually curious now because it's been a while since I've looked at it. So that should tell you something. Okay. Oh, I forgot I have 3 to read later lists. Oh, that makes it a little bit more complicated. Let's see. I have my upmost to read later list, which has 31 stories in it. I have my reading list, my second one, which has 20 stories, and my third one is 332. Also, I have 330 unread chapters in my currently reading list. Welcome, demo. Welcome to the live stream. But yeah, I have a problem with wanting to read books and then never actually getting around to reading books. So, so, uh, so when I say I'll read it later, it's going to be read at some point. Eventually, I'll pick it up. But yeah, for anyone just joining, it's we need to do Uh, we're reading chapter 48, Cold Brew, which is the Bat Pony chapter. Yay! Need more Bat Ponies. I V. I can't wait to see. Uh, I can't wait to see what you do with the Bat Ponies after the invasion. It's gonna be. I can't wait. Are they all going to become suspicious of Idol because the way changelings do changelings just naturally smell like Idol does, or does Idol just have his own unique scent? So, Nox, I'm sorry to say, but the legal papers have been passed and I'm allowed to cut down some everfruit trees. How does that make you feel? Well, they don't own the forest, so I'm saying they're encroaching on my territory. Although I have told you that there is ways for you to cut down a tree, but you opted for a different different sort of thing. So, I still say no. Has its own smell. Okay. Living with other guards and also Topaz. Well, people. I think it was said that like Bat Ponies specifically, Idol has his own sort of scent, like coming home. I'm wondering if that's either a changeling scent or specifically an excavator scent. Because I'm not sure if gatherers would have the same sort of smell. Yeah, like he's lived with the hive for ages, but I think uh, I think even like the issue of him like the way that he smells has been a thing since day one of guarding it, but it was like retroactively referenced like that's how he always smelled to bat ponies. Uh, so I'm like, it's probably more has to do with changelings because he was only in Canterlot what a few months uh, by the time he became a guard. So like at most, so he'd still be probably smelling more of hive than pony life. So that's my theory anyway. Is either he's smelling is the way that he smells is specifically changeling, although uh, there hasn't been any reference to other changeling smelling like that, or if it's just a excavator scent, and so that way it's not that because as far as we're aware that there's no other excavators that have been exiled. Or if it's just a holy idol scent. Who knows? Maybe he got that scent from like the sandstorm or something like that. Hasn't really bothered to make him smell like a pony. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking, V. That we're on the same thought levels with you. Something fell. What fell? Oh, that fell. Hold on. I need to fix. There we go. Something fell off my mic. And by the time by the time he knew that Bat Ponies did notice, they'd already been well aware of it. Changing it now would be obvious. Yeah, pretty much. My changeling's got no nose. Really? How does he smell? Awful. Trust me, I'm his roommate. I get that reference, desk. You can't put that by me. That was one of my favorite movies growing up. That and Thomas and the Magic Railroad, which is also a fantastic movie, even though looking back on it doesn't quite match up to the rest of the series, but it was still a fun movie. Oh, but since we're into the tales of dad jokes right now, thank you for the opening desk. What did Yoda say when he saw himself in 4K? HDMI. I hear at least like 5 dad jokes a week, and I will continue telling them. This is the this is like 20% of my streams demo. You should be you should be well aware that I love dad telling terrible dad jokes. Sometimes I occasionally read, and sometimes I occasionally get drunk. I remember at work, it was like Halloween. It was like 3 years ago, and our manager bought us this giant bag of mixed candy for the whole staff to share. Me and this other guy me and this other guy were just picking out the Laffy Taffies, not even eating the Laffy Taffies, but we made sure to read every single one of the Laffy Taffy jokes. Every single one. And we didn't find out until afterwards that the that the manager on shift absolutely hated those kinds of jokes with a burning passion. So he just was just fuming the entire night as we just kept on reading Laffy Taffy jokes after Laffy Taffy jokes. It's so good. Laffy Taffy jokes are great. What's an astronaut's favorite meal? Launch meat. What's the difference between pea soup and ground beef? Well, anyone can ground beef. I know a 25-letter alphabet. I don't know why. Yes. Burning down the Evergreen. What's that Elmo meme where there's just fire behind it? That's just demo right now. And what future profits? The only profits you were going to be getting was something fairly large shoved up where the place don't shine. What was another one? Oh, what's the difference between a piano, a fish, and a glob of glue? You can tune a piano, but you can't piano a tuna. And if you were ever wondering about the glob of glue, I thought you'd get stuck on that. Elmo was just there. Yes, Elmo was just there. He didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning. Has anyone actually listened to that song all the way through and like actually listened to the lyrics of that song? I was listening to this podcast that was mentioned it, and we're just absolutely razzing it a little bit. Because it's like the Cola Wars. That you can't Cola Wars. You can't take any. The Cola Wars was what made you break. Nothing else. It was the Cola Wars. I will be honest. I have not listened to I have not read the lyrics to that song. I know it's a classic, but who listens to the song and hears the lyrics? I don't know if I'm weird or not when it comes to music, but I'll listen to a song, but until I read the lyrics, I won't know what the lyrics are. Also, I saw this one Tumblr post last year that was putting in new lyrics for everything that happened in 2020, and they wrote it down pretty good. They wrote a fantastic version that absolutely matched the beat every single way. Billy Joel's great. Uh, Piano Man was like one of my favorite songs for a long time. I'll listen to a song until I remember the lyrics. Well, I can listen to a song and then I can sometimes hear the lyrics, but other times I'll just make it up as I go along. Um, what was one that was recent that I did that to? I can't remember. I think it was. I think it was Voices. I think it was the Voices, and they were, and I just didn't hear like like a third of the song, so I just said something that sounded similar enough to the lyrics that were being said, and that's how I remember songs. But once I do read the lyrics at least 2 or 3 times through while listening to the song, then I'll never forget the lyrics or the song. That's how I remember like most things. Yeah, that's kind of how I remember a lot of things. I was trying to think of more dad jokes and I can't. Oh, where does the penguin store all of his money? The ice bank. I am just turning into the server's version of Idol. Loves dad jokes and just like although he does it unintentionally and I just do it intentionally. One because they're great jokes. They're fantastic. And second because it's hilarious to see all you guys be like, "No. No, not again." You're this is why you come here to uh, torture me while I torture you. It's a win-win. It's a win-win all over. I mean, so far this might be a ball stream, but at least I haven't broken off into sea shanties yet. Due to this tangent, I am now listening to We Didn't Start the Fire in the background of the stream, which I am listening to in the background of my game. Yes, I am also easily distracted, All Star. Why do you think I can never read a whole chapter in one sitting? I keep trying to stop laughing because I'm so used to being in Discord calls. Oh, I feel that. I feel that, Hunter. Alrighty then. Oh, something that happened to me last week. I visited Nolans, which my sister hates me for saying like that, but I'll still say it because it annoys her whenever I call it Nolans. Fantastic place. It was very, very different from every other city that I've ever visited, and just so strange. It's like a whole nother country. It was great, and that's probably all I'm going to say on that, unless I probe for more. So, fantastic city, great food, great people. Anyway, I should probably start reading eventually, possibly. If anyone's wondering why I haven't read um, Idle in the no, I'm not reading Stars Above. It's a pipe dream. You know it's a pipe dream, and yet you still do it. Where's my? There we go. Idle reads. I need to finish Karma's stories. Oh, Idle Hooves and the Deathly Tired Princess. I want to read all these all these like spin-off fan fictions. Although it's hard enough to get me to read the actual story to read it on stream and to post something. It's a war of attrition. I'm sure it might be a war of attrition, Desk, but I think you'll find that I have the high ground. So it'll be a futile attempt either way. All right, let's see if I can actually get to the bat pony. Oh gosh, my microphone almost fell over. That would have been absolutely devastating. And just to make it clear to everyone, I have been looking at my mic this entire time, and it is recording at the right sound level. So we won't fall into what happened last time I started a recording. Although, I keep on positioning my... Welcome, Gil Dominic Mendoza. Welcome. Welcome, Gil. Welcome to the live stream. I'm glad you can join us. We haven't even started reading yet because this is just kind of the meet and greet portion of the stream. First hour meet and greet, last hour actually reading stuff. As it kind of tends to go that way. I keep on positioning my mic and okay, this will actually work. I think I'm actually beginning to actually be a good with my mic. Can I position it like that? Like that? Like that. Okay. I've never had my mic like this before. It's always been covering like half my screen. So, we'll try it like this. If it sounds good. If everyone agrees that sounds good, sweet. By the tunnels. Oh, man. Hey, you know my rule with streams. If I can't finish it in 2 hours, you guys win. If I can, I win. It's very hard. It's not often that I win, but it does happen sometimes. It does occasionally happen. I'm also might be trying eventually to do a live stream a week, but might not always be on Sunday, just to do editing because I can't bring myself to do editing because it's boring as all heck. I did it for 3 hours because I wanted to do 2 hours of reading, 1 hour of editing. I wanted to see how I could handle a 3 hour stream usually. And I handled it good, except I ran out of water. So my water system can only support a 2 hour stream at this point. So if I can upgrade to a 3 hour water system, I'll upgrade to a 3 hour water system. I mean, we're also discounting the New Year stream, like last year where it went on for 6 hours. So we're discounting those, but we are going to be doing these ones for sure. Anyway, the next few days were something of a blur. Shining Armor was able to work with the royal physician to create a shield that would provide some measure of protection from the harmful elements in the air, though the doctor insisted on some additional effort being put into it to ensure the air did not become stale. That, along with untreated air, could be harmful to the returned princess's recovery. I just realized how much I moved my head to talk. Ah, man, that would have been a perfect sentence up with my old recording setup. Why am I doing something new? No. This is not... All right, we're not doing tried and true. We're going to keep going with it. The next few days were something of a blur. Shining Armor was able to work with the royal physician to create a shield that would provide some measure of protection from the harmful elements in the air, though the doctor insisted on some additional effort being put into it to ensure the air did not become stale. That, along with untreated air, could be harmful to the returned princess's recovery. I mean, so far so good. First paragraph down. Woo! I still won't forgive V for putting in colloquially. Uh, I know I complain about this every so often, probably like 4 times a year, but it's unforgivable to use colloquially. I talk about it to people, and they are like, "What? I've never even heard of that word before," or "What is colloquially?" And I'm like, "Exactly, exactly." Although they also didn't know what titular meant, and uh, and because it's my family, they're all like, "Please stop using the word titular. Please, just say main character." I'm like, but but it's titular, and it's like, but I have to read it like it is, and they're like, "No, just say main character," and I never did, and I never got asked to read another question. We must not let him finish. With how long these chapters are, it's still going to be a long time coming. Demo. It's going to be a long time coming. Let's see. I'm curious. How long is this chapter? Uh, y'all need advanced vocabulary. Y'all need vocabulary classes. Also, ball. But yes, I maybe, but we don't regularly. Who regularly puts colloquially in a sentence? Like, they're every time someone's like, "What's colloquially?" I'm like, it's like similar to some or something along those lines. I'm like, well, how would you even use that in the sentence? And the only sentence I have is the sentence that I read it from. Oh god, it's already a long chapter. It took me two streams to read the last one, and this one is 1,000 more words. Oh, I better just be speed running this because you do not. I've talked to you, Desk. I've talked to you for 6 hours before, and not once did you talk about colloquially. And I do pronounce it correctly, no matter how many times that no matter how many times you say I can't. This is how Google pronounced it, so this is how I'm pronouncing it, and I trust Google. We did the last New Year's live stream together, and you not once said colloquially. I have a tolerance to being drunk, so I would have noticed. So, there. I'm already breaking into my backup water. This stream's going fast. Whether it's going up or downhill, that is for everyone else to decide. I don't sell search history. What are you talking about? When have I ever sold search history? Shining explained that the cost of creating the shield was immense, and I soon learned that the effort of creating an active shield that filtered air and prevented entry to some, but not all, had run the ragged edge of even his abilities. To my understanding, the first attempt had literally put him to the floor. Upkeeping it, on the other hoof, was considerably easier. An interesting quirk of Shining's skills with shields allowed him to pass on this upkeep. Another pony with the modicum of understanding of his talent could perform said upkeep. If they if they had said power to do so, even with the if the if they had the power to do so, even with the efficiency losses. Oh, Google. Okay. So I don't trust you with it ever. I don't know. I'm the one that created some of those, sir. No, I'm not even going to finish that. Could perform said upkeep. If they had said power to do so, if they if the if the perform said upkeep, if they had the power to do so, even with the efficiency losses. Yay! I made it. Yeah, Google. That's why I moved from Chrome to Opera. In all honesty, it's the same. I know it's the same browser, but under a different tagline. But I'm mostly on a laptop now, and I kind of need my internet browser to not eat everything my computer's got. Oof. Anyway, why is the axe in quotes? Are you is this a special axe? Are you going to axe me a question instead of the trees? uh love it. I also read a much better way of starting out emails instead of to whom it may concern. Just be like, to whom it will concern. And now every email that I send, if I ever do send an email, will start with to whom it will concern because that just sounds like so much better. To whomst. Yes. Also, who uses whom? I know it's more grammatically correct, but whom? Whom? Who would, other than humans, who would ever use such a pronunciation? Why? Why mostly torture people that just want to talk about things from time to time, time after time? As I understood it, there were actually several shields in concert. As I understood it, there were actually several shields in concert, and then multiple attempts to create them. One that stopped anything living above a certain size to prevent unauthorized ponies from entry, one that provided air filtration but did nothing to stop ponies, one that oscillated and only affected air to provide a pumping mechanism to ensure adequate flow, and okay. I thought there was more shields. I thought there was more shields to come. As I understood it, there were actually several shields in concert, and then multiple. As I understood it, As I understood it, there were actually several shields in concert, and then multiple attempts to create them. One that stopped anything living above a certain size to prevent unauthorized ponies from entry, one that provided air filtration but did nothing to stop ponies, and one that oscillated and only affected air to provide a pumping mechanism to ensure adequate flow. Shining somehow managed to tie all of these together into a single enhanced shield. He'd even managed to create a small bubble effect around any pony who entered the defending shield, which could be detached. Which would So how does that make you feel? I mean, Ponyville probably doesn't even have a bank. Let's be real. I mean, they could, but also this brings down another thing. Bits, they make no sense at all. It's a single bit for a single cherry, but and that's the regular price, not the bumped up price that the shopkeeper made Fluttershy do. It's a single bit for a cherry, but it's only 2 bits for a giant mug of cider. What? And I don't think there's many other uses of bits in the show that I can think of. But it's like, a cider. I mean, the it's probably like the American non-alcoholic version of cider. So, but like a giant like tankard like that, farm fresh is probably going to be more than like $2 or $3. I mean, this happened in the same season though. I know. Yeah. There is the bit Applejack War in season 9, but that's a little whew lad. Oh yeah. I mean, didn't she also wear a bit in season 2 with the Diamond Dogs? Or was it mainly a rarity that wore that bit? Yeah. So I'm guessing like that mug of fresh cider probably run you about $5 at minimum. Who the heck is paying $5 for a cherry? Like seriously, who's paying like $5 to $10 for a single cherry? And how is this? And how is this cherry seller getting away with selling prices that steep? Like, oh my gosh! And then he's trying to charge her a second bit, which is like $20 for a single cherry at the top end, maybe like 10 at the bottom. What is this guy smoking? But so that makes me think that like bits aren't is like just the name of the currency, like how we say like maybe how we say bucks. They never reference that. Um, oh, we know they do. Maybe it's just like the name of the currency, and then there's just different denominations of bits. Who knows? Laughs at American health. Hey, I'm also laughing in that style of healthcare too, Hunter. So we're all in this boat, I swear. And don't you dare try and rob the farmer's market demo. I mean, they'll probably already guess that it's you because there's only one Griffin living in town. Other than Gabby, Gabby actually live in Ponyville, or does she just only visit Ponyville? Because that episode makes it seem like she was kind of like almost living there half the time, and it was like she dropped in and was like a mail messenger. But how far? Like they trekked for a long time to get to the Griffin Empire, or to Griffinstone, and we know that's where Gabby came from. So she's not just casually flying to Ponyville. That's like a day's trip. So she has to be like living at a hotel or something to like just visit Spike. And then it's the whole thing of Spike just ignoring her. It's like, I mean, I know Rarity had stuff to do with it. I know Rarity had something to do with that, but I'm like, you have a friend coming to visit you that's like a day's travel away, probably like a few hours or a few hours to a day's travel away, and you're not going to be just like, hey, we should get Gilda or we should get Gabby in here. Also, yeah, yeah, like just all that. Anyway, I go too deep into the show that I haven't watched in ages. I still need to watch the last like 4 seasons of the of the show before the new generation. Also, actually, Gen 5. I'm who else is hyped for Gen 5? I can't wait for it. I actually have the the debut of it marked down on my calendar because I am excited what it has to offer. I love every bit about it. I mean, there could be changelings. They could just be hiding in society. We don't know. I know you just like shapeshifting as a bird boy. Give me a troll vibe. I don't know what that is, but sounds slightly. Uh, but there could be changeling V. We don't know. We've only seen like what, 20 characters at most? There could very well be. And they could actually be colored in a way that makes them look less garish. They could actually be the iridescent beetles. I don't know. I never watched the first Trolls all the way through, but the parts I did watch, I'm like, yeah, I can see kids getting into this, and then like everyone else liking, I'm like, maybe this show's just not for me, or maybe I should just watch it all the way through. I don't know. I don't watch movies all that often, but I will watch the the Gen 5 kickoff movie. But I'm thinking that they're like, because it's not like every other race has gone extinct. I don't think so. It's probably like 1,000 years in the future. Maybe they went back to their homelands, including the changelings. My sister forced me to watch. I had to pray. Had, had to pray to God to give me strength. I guess I'm just so used to it now because I have like six nieces and, nephews that are varying ages, so they just watch whatever. I think the new kick now is Bluey, so but yeah, Bug Boys are definitely best boys. Like if I wasn't just so basic in why am I saying these words? I don't even know what half of them mean. If I wasn't just so generic in high school, I probably wouldn't have made a Pegasus character. I was like, I like Pegasus, so I'll draw Pegasus, and that became my OC. And I want to change it so bad, but I've done everything as Equinox. I just can't change it now. That's why Solstice is no longer a separate character. Because I'm like, I like Solstice's design a lot better. But I kind of have to say with Nox because I don't want to start from scratch all over with that stuff. There are only four gods: Moonbutt, Sunbutt, Moonbutt, Idol, and his orders. then the tunnel's light. Well, don't forget about McFlurry. I think McFlurry's is the guardian of the tunnel's light. Yeah, will changelings probably show up in the movie? Probably not. Would changelings probably appear in the series as a whole? I'm guessing so because a lot of fans love Thestrals, love the changelings, love the yaks. So I love the griffins and the hippogriffs. So making it just a pony centric generation would kind of be like a step backwards. So I assume that they'll be brought in sooner or later. Maybe after the ponies find magic once again, and the magic of friendship and flowers and ponies and there's so many things going on coming out about the new generation that I'm just super excited to check out. Because well, we went over my hoof theory last time, so I won't bore anyone with going over that again. Oh, too much Metro 2033 and last light. So anyway, so you're going to keep reading my good fella? I mean, eventually, right? I'll eventually get around to reading. Maybe eventually I'll get around to actually editing too. I have so many that I just need to edit, and then I don't because it's boring. Metro looks like it's a fantastic game. I've never played it myself, but the few things that I've seen about the games makes it seem very interesting. I might have to look up an LP for it. after I'm finished watching this Skyrim LP that I'm in. Also, happy birthday to Skyrim for the 10th anniversary. I can't believe it's been around for 10 years and it's being released on PlayStation 5 soon. That came out when I was a kid, and it's still going. It's still going. Where did I leave off anyway? Any pony who entered the defending shield, he'd even managed to create a small bubble effect around any pony who entered the He even managed to create a small bubble effect around any pony who entered the defending shield, which could be detached from the hole without being unlinked, though it would lose any benefit save air filtration. Though it would lose any benefit save air filtration. This had been mostly intended for Princess Celestia's own benefit, as this initial design had simply been a small bubble around the younger princess, while the final design had allowed Luna more access to the contents of her room with a visitor. I, having spent so much time with Shining and having attempted to file away his occasional ramblings as I, having spent so much time with Shining and having attempted to file away his occasional ramblings as he tested a new shield for further consideration, was able to understand and adjust his shield to some I, having spent so much time with Shining and having attempted to file away his occasional ramblings as he tested a new shield for further consideration, was able to understand and adjust his shields to some small degree, though I could not hope to recreate them. There is a vast difference between maintenance or repair and construction, after all. Whilst I could follow along better than most, any shield I could manage on my own was best suited for an impressive physical and a far lesser magical defense. Shining, on the other hoof, could manage shields that would make the inhabitants feel warmer or protect from intense heat, moisture, or even, as tests with Wispy have proven, a lightning strike. They don't use lightning enough in, like, battles, in all honesty. The Metro Turners are the only way to love being a tunnel-stalking, bullet-hoarding, mutant-shooting Russian. Oh, those Russians. That's a great song. There is a vast difference between maintenance or repair and construction, after all. I could follow along better than most. Any shield I could manage on my own was best suited for an impressive physical and a far lesser. There we go. Fix it. Seriously, they always talk about lightning strikes, but I've never seen Pegasi use lightning strikes. I know, like, the peace, love, and plants thing that Equestria has, but like, we had a timeline where Equestria was at war, and we didn't see differing styles from anything. We just saw them slap fighting each other in the snow. Like, it could, like, there could be, like, vastly different military sections, like Pegasi dive bombing, lightning strikes, and whatnot. Unicorns basically being catapults, more or less front lines kind of thing, and then Earth ponies just smashing. They're smashing the competition. You slowly slip. You assume too much, Demo, that I haven't slipped. long, long ago. It's not Russian land. Don't stop trying to get me with good catchy earworm kind of songs. I finally got Wellerman out of my system. I don't I don't need Rasputin there as well. I mean, half my streams are brain farts, so you're good. Stab pumps, you hear the snicker sound. Yes, exactly. The only reason I know about snicker is because someone's like, it's pool, but a lot more uptight. So, so I was like, okay, I know about a snooker. Although, why is there like three different names for the same sport? We have snooker, we have billiards, and we have snooker, billiards, and pool. Why? Why did we decide to name it three different things? Also, why did Europe decide to call it soccer? We copied them and then suddenly changed their minds, being like, "We'll call it football." Actually, I don't know what that sound is. Stucca? I'll have. Uh, uh, I have. What is a sucker siren? Damaging an enemy's morale. Uh, really? Okay, hold on. I have to listen to this now because I need to know what this. Oh, that sound. That's what that is. Okay. Man, I thought that was only in cartoons. But okay, I've never heard about that sound before. But yes, exactly, they would have that sound. I mean, we have Pinky and Maud being able to punch apart a boulder within a few seconds at momentum. So it probably didn't even take him that long. It was just slowed down for our benefit. So there could have been so much more diversity in fighting styles, and yet we just got slap fights and we although we did get the magical Gatling gun. Although I think that's a pie family secret, passed down through generations of pies. I chair creaking is not good. I should note in the last, the shield protected those inside from lightning, excepting the one holding the shield, who received a sizable redirected charge, regardless of whether they were within the confines of the shield or not. Shining himself looked as though he had been stuffed in a dryer, and Cadence had delighted in her staticky, that's what that word is. Yeah, the stuff that you just gloss over while reading is phenomenal. I should note, in the last, the shield protected those inside the shield from lightning. I should note, in the last, the shield protected those inside from lightning, excepting the one holding the shield, who received a sizable redirected charge, regardless of whether they were within the confines of the shield or not. Shining himself looked as though he had been stuffed in a dryer, and Cadence had delighted in her Statice's lover's fluffy appearance. As Shining's friend and confidant, I dubbed him Stuffed Armor and dealt with the blowback as a friend should. Oh man! Oh wait, hold on. So we'll have Stuffed Armor and idol hooves. the two guard plushies. Officer friendly and stuffed armor. Yes. Or is this a shout out to Idol Hooves the entire time? Although it didn't happen to Idol, so maybe not. But it would be hilarious if it was. Any retroactive canon you'd like to add back at one point or another? I mean that has been a whole conversation in the server uh, about Idol's uh, poison joke effect. Is that he's turned into a plushie version of a guard, and he can only change into other children's toys. And it's not canon yet. Yes, yes. You're just going to keep on dangling this carrot in front of us for as long as you can, aren't you, V? I mean, it probably wouldn't fit with. It probably wouldn't be apropos to put it in with all the serious stuff going on, but it'd be hilarious. Maybe as an April Fool's chapter. That'd be a awesome April Fool's chapter, in all honesty. My new duties were actually rather simple. I was to watch over the Princess Luna, guard her room from well meaning if foolish intruders, and was, very specifically, to prevent Princess Celestia herself from countermanding, gosh. Is V subbing me? Yup, breaking our hearts. Don't go breaking my heart. But doesn't fit quite yet. Yes. 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 I love to imagine that ev- that every if most if not every like spin-off fan fiction slowly gets like mentioned or is canon, such as Swirled Eyes uh, when they did Idol as a masseuse. And references to Idle Hooves and the Devil's Tools, which I swear I want to redo because I was drunk at the time. And I'm like, I could do a much better reading than that. But at the same time, it's funny how it is. It's great how it is. I probably should at one point do the second chapter now that I have a fairly down pat Luna. So keep an eye out on it because it might be coming. Might be coming eventually. My new duties were actually rather simple. I was to watch over the Princess Luna, guard her room from well meaning, if foolish, intruders, and was, very specifically, to prevent Princess Celestia herself from countermanding those orders under any circumstances until her sister was better. Simple, I have found, does not always mean logical to ponies. Obviously, now I had a set of orders I am to not. Mm, simple. I almost got it, Pat. I almost made it through. Almost. So close. Simple, I have found, does not always mean logical to ponies. Obviously, now I had a set of orders that I am not to obey, because it should never be ordered of me, but it might be all the same. This is a very rational and sane thing to expect of some pony. Order had life Order had life ever actually been simple? In the meantime, my duty was order had my life ever I keep on wanting to add my life. That no, your life is never simple, Idol. It never has been, never will be. Order had life ever actually been simple? In the meantime, my duty was mostly to maintain a shield of protection held by shining armor. Doot, 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 doot. Probably should save. There we go. I'm kind of curious about something. Ah, I'm not even a quarter of the way through. That's what I was curious about. I and the stream's almost over. Princess Luna has many titles: Dream Trotter, the Moonlit Mare, the Star Caller, and the Dark Watcher. None of these, I should note, imply that she is a gracious patient, and for good reason. Physicker. This is probably also going to be very fun. I just have to remember what I did to do Luna. Celestia, I made it easy to remember what she has, even though she has like no lines in the entire story until recently. And I'm like, yeah, Celestia will have this spot. And I didn't even consider Luna. Poor Luna. I know physicker as in a physician. Also, it's a play on words, probably, or actually might be a thing, and I just don't know old speak. Let's see if I actually do. I just not know old speak. Dated, dated, colloquial, or dialect. So it is actually a thing. I thought that was a play on words this entire time. I thought it was a play on words this entire time because I didn't know that was an actual thing. Also, finally, a thing that uses colloquial in a sentence that's not just from this story. Does colloquial just mean old? Just mean dated? I never actually looked up the definition to it. Oh, aka, as known as. Okay. Oh man, why do they make complicated words for simple things? I mean, as known as, colloquial. Colloquial has 4 syllables, aka has 3. Why did we make a word that is a thing longer than the thing that it's describing? Why? It's someone brought up the same thing with gunshot wound. GSW has more syllables than gunshot wound. Why are we using GSW? I mean, probably. But so you're saying we got more efficient with time with that word. So we shouldn't be using it anymore. Princess Luna. Maybe this is Luna. Is this Luna? I have no idea. I know this is Celestia and kind of and kind of Chrysalis as well. Man, I'm not finding any of my voices right now. Hello. I think I did a different voice. As am I. Yeah, I think as am I. As am I. It's kind of funny that Luna sounds more female than her sister. At least the way I voice them. Oh gosh, I'm so bad. Fie upon you and your potions, sicker. We are tired. Hold on. We are tired. We are tired. Me every single day. We are just so tired. Oh, example of a song that I don't know the words to, but I love. It's from Moana. That's it. That's the song I was thinking of. I should probably actually look up how to pronounce this word. But anyway, I was trying to say sicker, sicker. Anyway, the whole the I Know the Way song that she does uh, her Disney princess song. It's I don't know any I know hardly any of the words, and I really like it, even though I've listened to that song dozens of times with my nieces and nephews, and I just haven't ever looked up the lyrics to it, so I will probably never know unless I look up the lyrics to it. I don't know why my brain works like this, but it just does sometimes. Foolish mortal. Yeah, I know, probably, right? Oh, don't touch that. Don't touch that dial. Look up Physicker. Google. Help. Help me, Google. Oh, they don't even have a pronunciation. Uh, Blades in the Dark? What is showing up on Google? What the heck is this? Oh, it's an RPG. Interesting. I've never heard of this game. Why am I being suggested this? I've never played RPGs in my life. Why am I being suggested one? Eggs are good. Eggs are very good. Physicker. Okay. I didn't even realize I didn't have my sound coming through my mic like I usually do. Let's fix that real quick. Physicker. All right. I got it. I got it. Yep. Physicker. That I was close. I was very close. I was very close to it. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Fie upon you. Let's see. I imagine it's I could look it up. I mean, all games are RPGs if you really play it enough. I was going to say Skyrim, but that game pretty much is an action RPG. So, let's see. Fie upon you. Is this the voice I use for Luna? As am I. I think it was the last time we heard Luna speak. 'Tis beautiful. Yeah, I think this is Luna's voice. How I'm going to emote in this voice, I have no idea. I think this is also Chrysalis's voice. Why did I make them the same voice? And the call isn't out there at all, it's inside me. One day I'll know how far it goes. Maybe eventually one of the Christmas album songs will be Luna's Future. I see a cold wind blowing through. I see days neither fun nor free. I see a future caused by you. I see a path not meant to be. The future should be filled with magic. Dreams and wishes are brought to life. But the days ahead are dark and tragic. No time for hope when all is strife. Whatever might have been, all the dreams that ponies share Because of you, snowfall frost, that future is a cold nightmare. Great song. Like, probably one of my favorite ones from the Christmas episode. I know there's multiple Christmas episodes now, but that was the first one, and that was my first one that I saw, and it was great. Fie upon you and your potions, Physiker. We are tired. Our hearts beat, and our tongues is unspotted, and our coat is unlathered. Thou demandest that we rest, and then bother us with trifles. Away, away! Oh, it sounded more plaintive than demanding. Hello, today on my ASMR channel, I'll be doing some soft, quiet, ear-tingling hedge trimming in my garden. Starts up chainsaw. Oh, that's great. I mean, your garden isn't too close to the... isn't too close to the forest, so that's good. Also, where'd you get a chainsaw? Or is this just your neighbor? You know, that one in the only song... You know, that one and only song that Spike sung. Yeah, I don't like that one. He sung 2 songs. Spike sung 2 songs. And both of them aren't that good, unfortunately. We know Spike can sing, and they gave him 2... and... eBay. Nice. Yeah, he sung 2. He sung the Crystal Empire Anthem, or tried to, and then... A Changeling Can Change. Which, Changeling Can Change is okay. It's not my favorite MLP song, but it's okay. And my garden is anywhere I set up a tent. Oh no. Also, they don't have gas in Equestria. Also, we were talking about cars last stream, and I thought of an interesting point with cars. Wait, no. Were we talking? We were talking about in the server with Terrence. If I'm sorry if that's not how you pronounce his name, but he pointed out that ponies would probably be quadrupedal and drive cars like similar to what we do. But I have a feeling that if ponies were to advance from pulling carts to driving them, it would be less manual, because they're relying on magic, so they probably would make the abrupt change from medieval era to future, where you just have magical crystals running everything. They probably wouldn't hit this stage of development that we're in right now. They probably just jump from one to the other, because they just already have a much more versatile fuel and program all wrapped in one that anyone can use. That you have in a dig or something like that. Because like, I imagine that pony seats are just like, they're just on the, like, they don't even have a seat, maybe a pillow at most, with like a back chair, and that's like how their cars are looking. So I don't imagine that they have like this big drop off, even if they do have pedals like we do. It'd just basically be on the floor, like a bench, a really low bench at most. Like in the show, I know that they show like a normal looking bench, but would they actually have normal looking benches? I imagine the benches would be like really squat, because or really wide at the very least, because ponies seem more content to actually just sit on a bench like you would sit on a pillow than sit on it the way Lyra does. Same thing with the chairs. I have issues with all the whoever designed all the background assets for that stuff, because like good on you for making great quality vector assets that look good. I've tried it; it's really hard, uh, but they're not bringing in the world's like mechanics. That's why I like about G5 because it looks like they're bringing uh, that kind of world building into the forefront too. Because uh, we saw in the first promo image that Sunny has uh, a light that's not a switch that we would have, but is just a hoof switch. And yeah, we have something like that, but like that's it's just stuff like that that interests me to see how other technology would look in this world. Also, I could don't they have to okay, so so tanks and MLP is I wouldn't say a hotly debated topic, but it's a confusing one because Rainbow says names tank because he's built like a tank, but there's been no evidence of tanks. So, and why would the equestrian military ever have need for a tank? Unless it's like that story that you told ages ago where everyone was involved in a giant war. So, and they just got rid of all that technology. That's why they're back in the medieval area, and everything is kind of just really bad now. So, like, technically, they could have those things, but they wouldn't look like the things that we've seen. We even saw like a human looking sock in like Rarity's trash at one point. I don't know. It was. I'm not sure which episode it was in, but we did see a human sock at one point, and it's like all of these would look completely different. And I want the world building to reflect that Pony Society would adapt in stranger ways. No, his cheese sandwich's party cannon is a howitzer. so so like yeah, technically they have tanks, but they're party tanks. So I guess it's not a military use thing. Also, he seems to just propel that by just thought. So I don't know if that's why they would like eliminate the need for pedals or buttons or like levers or stuff like that. I don't know, but the world would look very different. Oh, V. To be fair, yes, yes. Da Vinci designed a wooden tank. That's true. That's true. Although, did he call it a tank? Why do we call our tanks tanks? I need. This is going to bug me until I look it up. So I'm going to look it up after stream because I don't know if I'll be able to find the root of that word. There's a lot of things that wouldn't make sense. Um, no, no high explosive confetti. I don't think they sell those. Only to Pinky because she's a main character. um, I also what was that point I was going to bring up? I don't know because they already have like flying chariots. Also, flying chariots with an open back, which is terrifying. First of all, why would anyone get in a non-enclosed chariot? So there's that. Because you could just easily just fall off, especially for Spike. He's just a child. Although I did see a theory about Spike actually being a child. He's like maybe 10 years younger than Twilight at like most. Uh, because she's a prodigy, maybe like child, like definitely not a teenager by the time she's accepted as Celestia's student. Uh, Especially since school starts out so young. She's afraid of magic kindergarten, so that's definitely not part of Celestia School for Gifted Unicorns. So I'm guessing around she's like 7? Like, that's a real prodigy to hatch a dragon's egg. Anyway. Back in the First World War, when they first came around, they were called tanks to cause confusion, and calling them land ships would be a giveaway to what they were when they were planned and built. Oh! They literally called them water carriers to hide the names. I had a feeling it was going to be something like that. So, I mean, technically, Rainbow could be talking about an actual water carrier when she's referring to tank, because those things have to be strong, and she would probably know that because she's like a weather expert, being probably the captain of the weather team. I mean, she did cause a lot of ruckus in the factory, but she also knew what would cause the most ruckus, which was the water tank. So, but yeah, there's a lot of aspects of Pony Society that's like, I'm glad they kept it medieval for Gen 4 because they didn't have to put too much thought into making things more stylized to hooves so that we could still recognize it. But at the same time, I kind of wish that they would go away with, we don't care if we recognize it or not. I want it to make sense in universe. Oh, we probably did talk about this, but I'm forgetting if we did or not. Me and a friend argued whether or not horses, anthro or quadruped or whatever, going into a society, would they develop shoeing, or would they develop wrapping? We both agreed that a horse-centric society would tend towards more wrapping because, no one wants to put nails up their hooves or just go without either of them. So, one, why would they have horseshoes? And because Applejack and Rainbow Dash play horseshoes in one episode, and it's like, why would they develop that technology? Like, yes, horseshoes are used so that their hooves are worn away by harder surfaces, but it's a pony-centric world, so they probably wouldn't have that hard of surfaces. Maybe like a boot. They would probably more tend towards like stronger like footwear than like actual shoeing. But this is like where the whole thing comes ahead, because shoes could be like a status symbol, but we have no idea what it would be. And so there's a whole other thing to go for. Oh no, Lux! I'm Luxter. I'm shouting you out for. Sorry that you had to be at work for the stream. We're thinking about you. I don't know. I think way too much on lore. This is my problem with a lot of things. Is I just think about the lore too much, and it causes me great pain. Also, I haven't even read in like 15 minutes, so I'm just going to get back on that. Fie upon your potions, Physiker. We are tired. Our hearts beat, and our tongue is our. The guard must have horseshoes mainly to beat upon lawbreakers like me. Also, every blacksmith in the entirety of Equestria would if they did go the shoeing route, would have to be farriers of one point or another, because that's just kind of a critical skill in a pony society. If you're also if they do go down the shoeing route like we did, so I mean, our heart beats. I know. That's why I'm redoing this because I messed up so bad. Fie upon your potions, Physiker. We are tired. They're beating, and unspotted, and I'm done with you. I'm done with you, Physiker. Luna has 1.5 hearts, so it's fine. If she only has 1.5 hearts left, she needs to eat some golden carrots. Maybe maybe a steak or two. Definitely not cake. That does nothing to heal you. But golden carrots are where it's at. Also, welcome, Lav. Welcome to the stream. Glad you could make it. Lav, you can't retract those messages. I I can see they're permanently etched into the stream. You can't run away from them. I mean, are they herbivores though? Because cooking food was a sign of like higher intelligence. They probably eat fish. They probably eat fish. So, at the least, I have two chats. One the live chat and one the chat that's going to be burned into the VOD. You need more blacksmith work. I mean, you haven't even gotten those nails for the apple family yet, so. I mean, we don't know why herbivores are like herbivores eating steak. Because why else are they raising pigs and cows and chickens? We've seen them eat eggs. So they're not total herbivores. They are at very least omnivore. Maybe omnivores that, like, don't eat, like, meat, but maybe they eat fish and eggs. Because a lot of people, a lot of vegetarians that I know say, yeah, I'm totally vegetarian, and I'm like, but you're eating fish. That's not an animal. It could be for the bad ponies. Like, although thestrals, uh, did they come around and were they always a thing? Because I've seen there's many headcanons that they only showed up after Luna's return, like they were all banished to the moon with her. I've also seen ones that they lived outside of Equestria altogether and then filtered their way back in. So the writers once said that pigs hunt truffles. That's true. That's true. So like there's a lot of things that could be construed. Also, those poor fish that, and it's shown that they don't consider fish as, at least Fluttershy doesn't consider fish as sentient as her other animals, because she's feeding, I think it was otters or something, fish that she got, or no, or she was feeding Harry the bear with fish that she caught. Nothing would banish anti-species for an entire species for the acts of one. Well, like maybe they fought with Luna, like uh like uh the guards of the night and whatnot. Like there's so many different theories. Like they weren't banished from Equestria, that they were just driven out by ponies because they looked like Nightmare Moon. Others was like they were Nightmare Moon's like people, so they were created by Nightmare Moon. There's a whole thing. So it's like it's very possible that ponies could be omnivores. At least I believe it is. I believe. Hey, I believe. So, omnivores, herbivores, like, at the very least, they eat eggs. We know that they eat eggs. So, they are definitely not herbivores. Ponies are naturally xenophobic. Yes, Absolutely. So so if you saw a so if you saw a pony with bat wings and you'd never seen that before, you'd kind of be suspicious. Dark magic, especially since the only story of a bat winged pony before was Nightmare Moon. No matter how hard Celestia tried, she can't stop all of them. So they might have been driven out of Equestria until Luna came back and they slowly filtered back in, kind of deal. Or they were created through Luna's magic. I've seen that before. I've also seen that they're a natural variation of Pegasi, uh, kind of like how the Cakes had a unicorn and a Pegasus, even though they were both Earth ponies. Like, despite the explanation and the hidden joke in the show, it it could be the case of just a natural variant. Uh, it's just a very rare one, and they're fruit ponies, more or less. And yeah, there's also like the whole: do they eat fruit? Do they eat bugs? Or are they vampires? Definitely, I'm definitely on the side of fruit and maybe bugs. To be honest, the ponies are kind of childish. I think Sunbud has been too. Well, you get what I'm trying to say. Yeah, exactly. Demo. Like she could have overreacted, or uh, like the guards could have gone with uh, Nightmare Moon, because it's like the constant rivalry between night shift and day shift. So they kind of all band together. So it could be day guard versus night guard, and the act of and the act of um, warring against of Luna warring against Celestia might have gotten the disgruntled night shift of ponies, the night guard of ponies, to to fight her day guard, and got them all banished. I think there's a fanfic out there. It might also be by Starscribe, called Luna is a harsh mistress, Luna our harsh mistress, or something like that. Whereas there's basically survive on the moon for as long as possible. So it could be a great many deal. I even heard that they might have been created by Discord, Nightmare Moon, or just a natural variation of the species, or a natural evolution for ponies that lived in caves, like a Pegasi driven into caves for one reason or another. So Pegasus have variations of bat ponies. Earth ponies have their crystal ponies. Does that mean unicorn variants is changelings? Interesting. That is an interesting thing to do. I didn't I've never heard about the theory about crystal ponies being a variation of earth ponies, because I think we've seen a unicorn crystal pony, haven't we? I'm not entirely sure, so I'll have to look that up. Plus, we hope bat ponies are vampires. We love the stuff science fiction made up for them, mainly hypnosis and all that. True, very true. In the story of the Sour Grapes Chronicles, the night ponies would wound up developing the gut flora to eat a wide variety of food, everything from fruits and vegetables to parasprites and lutefisk. Uh, True. Also, welcome, buddy. I don't think I've seen you yet, so welcome to the stream. Um, I've never heard about the variation of unicorns to changelings. I've heard about it like being a corrupted species, such as like crystal ponies, corrupting them. Like there was this one story, I can't remember the name off the top of my head now, where uh, changelings are the remnants of crystal ponies that were caught outside the Empire when it disappeared, and their loss of connection from the heart caused caused them to be far weaker than every other species, and so to basically survive in the post-Empire world, they cut off their connection to the heart uh, fully, and that caused the changeling curse to bring about to them. And then several generations down the line, uh, even with the changelings, they seem more crystal than anything else. Uh, but also, they have variated enough that they're no longer pure crystal ponies anymore. They've never actually reforged the connection with the crystal heart. So they're still uh, they're still cursed, but they've managed to find a way to uh, undo the worst parts of the curse. Also makes a lot. It also makes a lot of sense of like, hey the emotivore the very emotive crystal ponies that basically live on emotion, and the emotion sucking changeling vampires. And I'm not against changelings in any way, shape, or form, but that's literally kind of what they are. So, but unicorns could potentially be, especially Chrysalis, could be a unicorn that attempted to uh, make itself into an alicorn for power or something like that. It seems very Chrysalis to be like, I want power, so I'm going to change myself into an alicorn, and touching a power that she shouldn't have touched, cursed her into the changeling, into a changeling form. So there's a lot of variations for that. Also, I'm really sad that the Crystal Pony changeling story never got finished because it was really good. But even if it was never finished, I still highly recommend it. You're not totally on the wrong path. Oh man, am I making V sweat over there in in his I'm just sussing out the lore live on stream. And but yeah, like I'm thinking like changeling is a curse in one way or another. I've done like almost an entire live stream on what my theory for how changelings came to be, which was a Discordian curse, and that continued to propagate, and changelings make their own problems because they eat emotions, but in the turns of eating the emotions, they create another changeling. Because once you drain an emotion, you can't grow it back, you break it. So it creates another changeling, and then and that's how you get big swarms of changelings because they're all hungry and they can't control themselves half the time. So you can have an entire town vanish in one night, and they were just added to the swarm. Also, you're welcome, demo. Um, I still haven't finished reading this Luna. I haven't even started on Luna yet. I should have called this Princess Luna instead of Bat Ponies because I haven't even touched on the Bat Ponies yet. And I should be ending now, but I don't want to. I want to go on for another hour. So if anyone, so I still haven't read your ponyfic. I know. I'll read it later. I'm not getting to Stars Above. I'm not reading any other fan fictions this stream except for Changing of the Guard. Okay. All right. Okay. We're cutting it off right there. Fie upon you and your potions. Fie upon you and your potions, Physiker. We are tired. Our heart beats, our tongue is unspotted, and our coat is unlathered. Thou demandest that we rest, then bother us with trifles. Away, away. The last sounded more plaintive than demanding, but the princess's strength had yet to recover from the very unpleasant bout of flu. She grumbled something unintelligible and covered herself with her blankets, radiating displeasure and discomfort. I did it! She grumbled something unintelligible and covered herself something something she grumbled Did I even have a voice for the Doctor? I don't think I did. The Alonzi. Should I make him more young or wizened? I always like a wizened Doctor, but young, but a younger Doctor always is fun too. Very well, Your Highness, the Doctor sighed, putting away the stethoscope. Your lungs sound fine, no hint of pneumonia, thanks, Celestia. He cleared his throat at the look his patient gave him, then hurried on. Take your medicine, and I'll leave more with the maids on your personal guard. He'll just be forever British. Forever British. Perfect way to get wizened is British. Very well, Your Highness. The doc. Very well, Your Highness. Very well, Your Highness, the Doctor sighed, putting away the stethoscope. Your lungs sound fine, no hint of pneumonia, thanks, Celestia. He cleared his throat at the look his patient gave him, then hurried on. Take your medicine, and I'll leave more with the maids or your personal guard. Explanation? What, British? Yeah, the king is dead, long live the emperor. That's the story I was talking about. Great story. Unfortunately, it's not finished. I crossing my fingers that might eventually be, but it's by bucking nonsense. And unfortunately, he has a rap sheet of never finishing stories that he starts, even with an interesting concept. He did one of my favorite, Alicorn stories ever, but he only did 2 chapters of it. It had such potential. Are you asking me to... My personal guy. And I'll leave more with the maids or your personal guard. Personal gird. With your personal gird. How's that for emphasis on the ah? Oh, your God. It sounds like I said God. I mean, British sounds like they're saying something else all the time. I remember playing Halo Reach for the first time. I didn't have some... He's going to sound like McCoy later. He's going to sound like McCoy later? When does he sound like McCoy? Chapter? Or are you going to make him into McCoy? Or he'll just... As a British, I'm offended. But I remember playing Halo Reach. You have the Spartan George, and he's talking to that lady, that doctor lady. I can't remember her name for the life of me, and he goes, "Ma'am," at the end, but his accent's so thick it sounds like he said "mom." I just thought, oh, so that's his mom? Interesting, cool. And it wasn't until I had subtitles on or watched someone play it with subtitles on that it was ma'am. Oh, right, I'm a doctor, not a changeling biologist. Yes, okay. Although I will be Dr. Hazley. Yeah, I always thought he said mom, so because that's how his accent put it. So I'm like, okay, she's his mom. All right, cool character for George, I guess. European accents make no sense, okay? Mom. That will be all, George. She's British, and she had a European accent, he had a European accent, and it's wrong, and I just kind of associate European accents with just British. So, Halsey. Okay, Halsey. Gotcha. So, they're vaguely similar. There's a reason why, if you're British in the US, you might be mistaken for Australian sometimes. That mom, but even in Doctor Who, they've said ma'am several times in Doctor Who, but it sounds like mom. So this is not just for Halo Reach. This is for British TV as well. Every time they say Every time they say mom, it sounds exactly like mom and not ma'am. They don't have that hard A. They were all your, therefore they were essentially British is the most American thing that I've ever heard. I mean, am I wrong? Everyone just sounds vaguely British, okay? I mean, I also watch this cooking show called Sorted Food. They all have wildly different accents, but they're all British. So I'm like, okay, so someone just might have a more thick Cockney accent. Even the Cockney accent, like I can't even do a Cockney accent because it's so thick, and my mouth can't actually do it. So it's mum, mum over here, but mum's the word. Have a good sleep demo. Hey, New Zealand sounds nothing like British. I I I will say, I watched a New Zealand I watched a New Zealand creator the other night. I knew they were New Zealand because they literally said because their channel's literally called the New Zealand family, and they sounded British. They really sounded British. Sorry, sorry, but they sounded British. Also, I also have friends in Australia that don't even, uh, and they also sound British too. And even though I know it's an Australian accent, they also sound vaguely British. So yeah, it might be the most American thing, but it's also kind of accurate. New Zealand is like diet Australian, which is diet British. So in the end, British. Blast. Oh, they gave her an English accent, and she said blast. Oh. He finally got what he was looking for. An English Octavia that said blast. So yeah, it might be the most American thing, but you can't deny that it's kind of accurate. Also, I will probably be upsetting people because the only time I haven't really watched a lot of Star Trek. So especially the original Star Trek, it was mainly Next Generation that I watched. So the only McCoy that I know about is in the new is was in the movies. That's the so I don't know how to say do McCoy. I'm a doctor. I mean, is he vaguely British? I don't know. I kind of want to make him Irish, but that's Scotty. I know Scotty's a Scotsman, but I can only do either or. I can't I can't do Scottish, but I can do Irish really good. If you have a character that's like Scotty, he's going to be Irish, and it's probably going to make everyone mad. So he's Southern. I can't give him the same voice I gave Honeydew. That won't work at all. That won't work out in anyone's favor. Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a. Even the way he said doctor in the movies was not even Southern. Or does he just not have a thick Southern accent that I'm really used to? The Southern Belle Southern kind of deal. Because that's what I hear about a Southern accent. All your accents become Southern, so just do it on purpose for once. He's a Southern American trying really hard to be refined. Isn't McCoy the rugby player? I don't know. I've never played rugby. Oh, thank you, V, for a character clip.
My name is McCoy. I'm a doctor.
What am I, a doctor or a moon shuttle conductor?
I jumped every time a light came on around here. I'd end up talking to myself.
I'm a doctor, not a bricklayer.
You're a healer. There's a patient. That's an order.
I'm a surgeon, not a psychiatrist.
Look, I'm a doctor, not an escalator. Spock, give me a hand.
I'm a doctor, not a mechanic. I'm a doctor, not an engineer.
No, you're an engineer.
I'm a doctor, not a coal miner.
Thing is that doesn't really sound very Southern to me. So I don't know how I'm going to do it. It just sounds vaguely Midwestern. I'll try my best, so maybe it'll actually work out for once. Who knows? Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor. I know I'm making him British. Either my accents go British or Southern, and no, it's gonna be disaster either way. So buckle up. I was gonna if so. So you're saying, V, is if I had gotten off and actually made him wizened, Southern, Midwestern, same thing, pretty much, right? Although if you get into the deep South, it sounds kind of like honeydew, or at least that's what I assume the South sounds like half the time. But he just doesn't really have that much of an accent. Although, to be honest, if he doesn't have much of an accent, that's what my accent, then I can just say him as my own voice, and that will be vaguely Midwestern, and and it'll be McCoy. So you're not wrong, All-Star. You're really not wrong. Although I haven't been to the South, so people from the South are probably going to are getting their pitchforks ready or something like that. I mean, I do say y'all all the time, and that's also very Southern. So, who knows? Who knows? I might just... Yeah. I mean, I also made Idol by accident, vaguely Southern, so... instead of Rugel Dorn, so... Okay, how am I going to do this? One time I imagine Idol with the German accent. Don't do it. Oh, no. I think I actually did Idol in a German accent at one point. Just add a little bit of growl to the back of your throat to everything. Should be close enough. Add a growl. I'm not even halfway there. I'm not halfway there. I'm at the same place I was at an hour ago. What is wrong with me? Excuse me. Although the act of adding a growl to the back of my voice just might make him more Irish than anything. Very well, Your Highness. Your lungs sound fine, no hint of pneumonia. Hoity-toy. Very well, number one. Very well. I can't stop. I can't stop myself. It's too easy. I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor. I'm a very well. Verily well. Verily well, Your Highness. Your lungs sound fine. No hint of pneumonia. Thanks, Celestia. Very well, Your Highness, the doctor sighed, putting away the stethoscope. Very well, Your Highness. Go gargle some nails or something. I feel like that would be bad for my health. Welcome, not telling. Now, you need some regionally appropriate coffee to sound Irish. Lubricates the throat, you see. It should fix the sound right up. That'll be my medicine, is just marbles. Are you gargling marbles or something? I can barely understand you. Very well, Your Highness. The doctor sighed. The doctor sighed. I cannot stop the British. The British are coming. The British is here, in all honesty. The doctor sighed, putting away the stethoscope. Your lungs sound fine. No hint of pneumonia. Thanks. No hint of pneumonia, thanks, Celestia. I can't stop making it British. I can't stop making him Irish. It just sounds too fun. Go drink some whiskey straight. You should be gravel in your throat right quick. You assume I have whiskey. I think if I look at my the top of my fridge, which is where me and my roommate store all of our alcohol, like not even the cupboard above the fridge, just on top of the fridge. Like I have some red cooking wine up there. I think we have some rum, some white rum, and we have what is it? We have schnapps. We also have Malibu. Every man worth his salt has whiskey in his cupboard. Rum will do. Hey, just because I'm always drunk does not mean I have whiskey. I don't even know if I like whiskey. At least get a cardboard box to stop the light from hitting it. No, don't worry. My apartment's always like in a cave. So you assume there's a window in the kitchen? No, it's at the back of the apartment. The opposite of some shelves or cupboards. It's the opposite of some cupboards or cabinets, and that's where and that's like a good length away. And then you have the window, which we mainly keep shuttered because we're both working on night shifts right now. So don't worry, no lights hitting it. It's not going to spoil. It's not going to skunkify the whiskey that I don't have. And I can't go get some because, one, liquor store is pretty far away, and two, it's probably closed right now. Oh wait, no, it's Sunday. It's closed anyway. Nothing's open on Sunday except for some chain restaurants, and even then it's not 100% deal. It's like Walmart, so I could probably get some beer, but I'm not much of a beer drinker, so here you don't get to have fun on. I don't even know if there's a bar anywhere near here. I think there was one, but it closed down. The only place that you can get all that is like in the capital, and that's like an hour away. So I'll just take you on the road with me as I drive for an hour to get to the capital to get some of this stuff. I did the accent first. A road trip. Chat road trip. Very well, Your Highness. I made him Irish. Why am I making him Irish? Ah, I'm so bad. Very well. Very well. I could just talk in my own accent all the time. Who knows? Maybe a McCoy maybe a McCoy that sounds slightly Irish might be an interesting take on the character. Uh, yes. I mean, it just says doctor. It doesn't necessarily. It's not necessarily the same doctor that helps Idol, although it'd be very interesting if it was. Very well, very well, very well, Your Highness. The doctor sighed, putting away the stethoscope. Very well, Your Highness. The doctor sighed, putting away the stethoscope. Not the stethoscope, it's just a stethoscope. The doctor sighed, putting away the The. I keep on wanting to put the. Eh. No, Desk, I'm not reading Shattered Skies to somehow get a... Oh, do a pirate's voice. Yo, yo, oh, a pirate's life for R. Like a subtle pirate, a soft R. R, me hearties. Very well, very well. The chaos option. There's Irish pirates, so I'm just leaning more toward... I'm leaning very heavily towards Irish tonight. I don't know why. With no accent. R. Very well, your harness. Gotta get some varnish. And now everything you say is just more and more. Everything is just more and more Irish. It's in my It's in my blood and bones. Is my Irish heritage. You want to emphasize the R sounds. R. R, me hearties. Welcome to Batbeard. 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 No. Batbeard. R. There we go. Very well. Very well, Your Highness. Your lungs sound fine, no hint of pneumonia. Just a pirate doctor. Your lungs sound fine, no hint of pneumonia. Thanks, Celestia. No hint of pneumonia, thanks, Celestia. He's sounding more Irish. Why am I making an Irish pirate? What's wrong with me? What's wrong? That's Ian McKellen is like the only pirate I know, and he's doing a slightly. I'm realizing now he's doing a slightly Irish accent. I'm a doctor, not an engineer. Just talk normal, but a growl on the R's. Desk, my normal is now an accent. I have cursed myself with an accent. You don't know how hard it is to get out of this. My accent will come, and it will not stop. Honestly, just go for it. Probably. That's probably like just the best bet. Drink up me hearties, yo ho, man. Yo ho, Arr, arr. Welcome to the live stream. Very well, very well, Your Highness. The doctor sighed, putting away the stethoscope. Your lungs sound fine. Desk, why are you calling me? Desk, no. Yes, Desk. Your lungs sound fine.
Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Desk. Can you not hear me?
I can't hear you at
Hello?
all.
It says that the green circle's around my dude. So Discord's
I'm
picking
seeing
it
the
up.
little green circle, but I don't hear you.
Both? Input and output is my microphone.
Still nothing.
I don't know what's causing this. I think you broke Discord. Maybe it's streaming mode?
Nope.
Is it that? Is it because I was in streaming mode? No? Oh, I'm Southern, so I'll just give you a crash course. Hold on, let me call you. Did that work?
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Nope, still nothing.
Oh my gosh. Mute, unmute.
I'm assuming you can hear me.
Yes, absolutely. I can hear you. You're welcome to the live stream. You're part of it now. Just go for it. Just go for it, Desk. There's so much of a delay.
Hang on, I'm gonna unmute the stream.
Just go for it. Just go for it, Desk.
Okay. Hey,
Perfect
like
timing.
they're saying, you want gravel in the voice, so it needs to come from somewhere deep in the throat. So, I'm a doctor, not an engineer. That's what I meant by do like soft pirate with no accent.
Oh, okay. Okay, I get you.
Does that make sense? Not an engineer. That's what I meant by do like soft.
Okay, the delay is so bad. this is the worst Discord call ever.
Okay, I've got
I'm a
second
doctor.
delay on the stream, but
This is the worst Discord call ever.
no, that would be dishearteningly.
No, dishearteningly only lasted for like a few seconds. This is only lasted for a few seconds. Also, like the delay. This is like how it would be on like a light if we did space travel. This is how calls would be. It'd be so annoying. Like the delay. This is like how it would be on like a light if you did space travel. This is how calls would be. It'd be so annoying. I'm
Sorry,
a
my
doctor.
mic is picking up echo.
You're good. I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor, not an engineer. I'm a doctor. I can't. My voice can't actually go that like that. So I'm just going to
Like I
try
said.
my best. So.
Oh wait, maybe I one sec. Can you hear me? No. Okay now.
I've always been able to hear you. I just.
Okay, that's what the problem was. The audio input was wrong. Okay.
Oh my gosh! This entire time, not on my end.
Yeah. Go ahead. Laugh it up, fuzzball. But yeah, DeForest Kelly as McCoy had that gravel in his voice. I think he smoked for most of his life, because most people did back then. But if you listen to him for any length of time, you should be able to get that the nuances, of how he would speak.
I'm a doctor. That's going British. I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor, not an engineer.
Better. Keep in mind, you need to emphasize the R there.
Damn it, Jim! I'm a doctor, not an engineer. Engineer.
Engineer.
He's gonna be Irish no matter what I do. I'm sorry. You're just gonna be Irish from now on. You're slightly Irish, Desk. Damn it, Jim! I'm a doctor, not an engineer. Engineer.
A doctor.
I'm a
doctor.
Did the guy in the Star Trek movies have a slight English accent? Because
he's actually from New Zealand, but I happen
so
to
slight
know that
English accent.
He got McCoy's accent down so well that when Leonard Nimoy watched his test footage, he started crying.
Really?
Yep.
Fascinating.
He was almost perfect as McCoy. it was uncanny.
Now Ulcer is just yelling at me for engineer. I'm like, sorry, I just want to put a little bit of a lilt on it. My, I swear I'm more Irish than American because it just keeps coming and I don't even ask for it to come. Half the time I just want it to stop so I can actually do something.
The funny thing is that the James Doohan who played Scotty wasn't Scottish. He was Canadian, and apparently when he read for the part, he tried doing a natural sounding Aberdeen Scottish accent, and they said you need to go harder, and so he came up with this sort of ludicrously exaggerated Scottish accent. And apparently, actual Scottish people, when they watch Star Trek, they can't understand him at all.
It's like when people ask for the Glasgow accent. Like, no one can understand the Glasgow accent. So
yeah. And so, there's a documentary about Star Trek fans where he talks in his real accent, and it is bizarre. Because you just don't associate that face with not doing the accent.
Scotty genuinely sounds like an American trying to do a Scottish accent.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I read somewhere else that to Scottish people he sounds like he's speaking Arabic.
Interesting. Anyway, I'm gonna try. Damn it, Jim! I'm a doctor, not an engineer.
Better. You're getting there.
I don't think I have that gravel in order to do it. I'm not corpse or anything like that. I can't go like that. All right, thank you for the tip. I'll try not to make him Irish.
You're welcome. Sorry for all the technical difficulties. But
nah, you're good.
For the course.
We were talking in like 3 or 4 light minutes, so it's all good.
Talk to you later.
All right, peace. All right. Now that I got a little bit of pointers, I'm going to still... It's still going to be Scottish. He's still going to be Irish, and it's going to be really terrible. How about Scottish? I could probably do a Scottish. I can't really do the deep Scottish, because I heard Scottish is more throaty and Scottishy, whereas an Irish is kind of like it up here, and you have a good time, and so I think I'm only mainly going for an Irish accent, but a Scottish accent is just... Irish Idol would love haggis, and you know it. He probably would. In all honesty, Idol would probably love anything. He would try anything at least once. Idol is just like that kind of person that would try anything at least once. Hearing the accent you're doing right now, you cannot. Very well, Your Highness. The doctor sighed, putting away stethoscope. I think this sentence is wrong. If I was still doing the dinging, I would ding you for this, because there's supposed to be a the. Putting away the stethoscope, because putting away stethoscope is too clipped. It's too clipped for me. The doctor sighed, putting away the stethoscope. Your lungs sound fine. Oh no, he's going Irish again. I don't want Des to call me. He's probably going to change my name in the server again. I don't know what he would do. Is he going to change my name? He didn't change my name. Woo! Oh man, he still is calling me Wind Rider. I did Wind Rider fantastically. Equinox the Irishable. Oh, everyone, which side of a dragon has the most scales? The outside. What's a bee's favorite subject? A spelling bee. When you can't read, do dad jokes. Your lungs sound fine. No hint of pneumonia. Putting away his stethoscope. Yeah, his or the. I'm going to go with the because that sounds a little bit more natural adjacent. It's been 15 minutes. I haven't even gone past this one paragraph. And this doctor won't even show up for like another 30 chapters. What's wrong with me? The Irishable. Yes, the terrible and the Irishable. Your lungs sound fine. No hint of pneumonia. No hint of pneumonia, thanks, Celestia. Your lungs sound fine. No hint of pneumonia, thanks, Celestia. He cleared his throat at the look his patient gave him, then hurried on. Take your medicine, and I'll leave more with the maids or your personal guard. I waited for the door. I waited for the door. I'm just going to. He's just going to be in my accent because I can't do a Scotty accent. Maybe I can when I eventually reach him, but for right now, no. I waited for the doctor to leave the protective barrier of the shield and cautiously took his place, pushing a cart of breakfast or dinner. I could not entirely be sure which was for the typical nocturnal. I almost had that. You need to slow down, you keep rushing, and then it slowly turns into Irish as you try and make it fit that accent. Right, Southern, it's all about taking your time and be slow. You know what? If I really wanted to do Scotty, or no, not Scotty, if I wanted to do McCoy, I should have just gotten a jug of Arizona iced tea, chugged that down, and then I could probably do it, a Southern accent. Oh my word, it's so hot in here. It's so hot. There's no ventilation in this room whatsoever, so it's so hot. Very well, Your Highness. It won't stop. I don't think we have Long Island's iced teas over here. At least not any that you can find in the store. I think the only tea brands that we have is Brisk and Arizona. I think those are the only two teas that we got. I know the Long Island has some alcohol in it, but I'm not really sure about it. I've never had it before. Never even had tea before, in all honesty, except for the herbal kind. I drink that after the streams because they have a one that helps a sore throat. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Very well, he's just going to have Idol's voice at this rate. Very well. Very well, Your Highness, the doctor sighed, putting away the stethoscope. Your lungs sound fine, no hint of pneumonia, thanks, Celestia. He cleared his throat at the look his patient gave him, then hurried on. Take your medicine, and I'll leave more with the maids or your personal guard. He's just going to have my voice. Shoot, screw it. He's going to have my voice. I don't care. I waited for the doctor to leave the protective barrier. splash of cola. I don't think I have cola either. The only thing I do have is a kiwi strawberry, which is the best soda on the planet. Try replacing the eh or e sound with the eh or ah to emphasize the accent in your head. I've been doing this for so long. I think at least it's not bad as me making Morning Woods making Dank Woods a Golem accent and almost actually publishing that chapter. Very well, Your Highness. Your lungs sound fine. No hint of pneumonia. No hint of pneumonia. I can't. I just can't. I can't do the accent. I'm too stuck I'm too stuck on Irish. So if it's not my voice, then it's going to be even worse. It's too far gone. I'm sorry. Leave me. It's too far gone. It's been 40 minutes and I just finished one paragraph. I'm moving. I'm going. Just do. I reckon I could do. Very well, Your Highness. Your lungs sound fine. No hint of pneumonia, thanks, Celestia. Take your medicine, and I'll leave more with maids or your personal guard. I don't even know what accent that ended up being. The doctor sighed, putting away his stethoscope. Your lungs sound fine. No hint of pneumonia, thanks, Celestia. He cleared his throat at the look his patient gave him, then hurried on. Lower and slower. I know. I'm trying to do it. But slower, I don't know if I can actually do slower. Well, I reckon. There we go. I think that's what I did AJ's voice for. I don't know. She wasn't in the story long enough for me to remember her accent, unfortunately. He's probably going to get a new accent by the time I reach him for the most recent chapter, because I'll have forgotten him because he doesn't show up again until then, as far as I know. What do you mean I sound rushed? This is how I normally talk. Do I just talk too fast? Very well, Your Highness. I only do one syllable at a time. What are you talking about? Are you saying that my natural speaking voice is too fast? Because if it is, that would explain some things. But this is just how I normally talk. Yes, you do talk to. This is just how everyone around here talks. This is how everyone talks. So I don't. When you say slower, I feel like I'm doing it way over exaggeration. Very well, Your Highness. Your lungs sound fine. No hint of pneumonia. Thanks, Celestia. Take your medicine, and I'll leave more with the maids or your personal guard. Feels like you're trying to inhale the sentence. That me slowing down would sound like that, and it sounds kind of ridiculous. That's it? That's the thing that hits it? I talk so quickly. I talked so slow. I was making a joke about how slow I would sound, and you're saying that's it? Really? All right, you're going to get some nice Mosian doctor over here. They're going to get a little bit of Eeyore in here, because this is kind of how I feel like Eeyore sounds all the time. Thanks for noticing me. So wait, this entire time I was talking akin to a auctioneer, and no one pointed it out, and because I just thought that's how people sounded like. Sure, it's a bit exaggerated, but it's definitely much closer to the mark than the last 15 attempts. Do I just okay. Alrighty then. We'll try it one more time. Very well, Your Highness. Now, he's not getting Idol's voice. I'm not giving him Idol's voice. Sure, it's a bit exaggerated. That was more than a little bit exaggerated, All-Star. That was extremely. That's what you do when people that's the kind of exaggerated when people say, "Hey, slow down." It's like, okay, I'll talk like this now. Can you understand me? That's like that's on the same level, and you're saying it sounds better. All right, I'll trust you. It'll probably sound very weird, but I'll trust you. For now, okay. For now, I'll trust you. Yeah, reckon. Very well, Your Highness, the doctor sighed, putting away the stethoscope. Your lungs sound fine. No hint of pneumonia, thanks, Celestia. He cleared his throat at the look his patient gave him, then hurried on. Take your medicine, and I'll leave more with the maids or your personal guard. I just made him sound idle. He just sounds like idle now. I have to redo that again. Very well. There. Okay. Okay. This is the last time I'm doing. Absolute last time. No more retries after this, because I haven't been able to get this one paragraph down. Okay. First bit was good. Okay, I'll take that. I just slipped into idle at that last bit, so I slipped into idle, and idle, you ruined me. Never thought I would say that, but idle, you ruined me. I was almost clear. Very well. Very well, Rick. Oh, I reckon this is a good voice to have for him. Oh, I'm going to just do him as a lower honey. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Very well, Your Highness, the doctor sighed, putting away the stethoscope. Your lungs sound fine. No hint of pneumonia, thanks, Celestia. He cleared his throat at the look his patient gave him, then hurried on. Take your medicine, and I'll leave more with the maids or your personal guard. Okay, was that better? Is that better for you? Am I just going to be stuck in a southern accent from now on? I'm waiting the 5 seconds, the 5-second delay, however long the stream delay is, because I don't want to do anything else before I get approval from people saying that this was a good read. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take whatever I can get at this point. Okay. I will end the stream in 15 minutes. Okay, we're going. I'm going. Okay, southern accent, go Eeyore. Okay, gotcha. Low and slow. Low and slow. I waited for the doctor to leave the protective barrier of the shield and cautiously took his place, pushing a fresh cart of breakfast or dinner. I could not entirely be sure which it was for the typically nocturnal princess. Your Highness, I bring you soup and some fresh produce. The mounds of blankets shifted. Fie on soup, we are not hungry. Be that as it may, you must take your medicine. The doctor has made such clear. Oh, gosh. No, I forgot. She mocks his voice. How am I going to do a mocking accent in a mocking accent? No. Drink this, it's grape-flavored. 'Tis not grape, unless the grapes of old have changed to some new cloying variety. Oh, then we try cherry. If the cherries taste so foul, 'twould be a blessing if they were scoured from Equestria. Feh! Your Highness is merely in a bad mood because medicine tastes of dishonesty and false fruit. The comforter came down at that. In our day, we would have dragon scale soup, and at least that was supposed to taste like copper and lizard. The cooks have scolded young Spike enough, I doubt any would ever convince him to climb into a hot stew pot again. He used to rather enjoy swimming in and subsequently ruining supper. Perhaps I could convince him to donate a molt? Oh no. Perhaps I can convince him to donate a molt. I gave her a tight-lipped smile. At least it isn't leeches. The princess's face contorted in disgust, and she shivered. Ugh, we always hated the leeches. Has that quackery been expunged? By almost every pony, Your Highness. Now drink your soup. The doctor says it will help if you eat everything on your tray. Princesses do not pout, though she put up a convincing facade. Fie on the doctor. He would... Fie on the doctor. Thou wouldst not... Fie on the doctor. Thou wouldst not eat this swill? If I were ordered to do so, I certainly would. Then we do indeed order it. Oh, gosh. Alright. Oh, wait, hold on. Facade. Fie on the doctor. Thou wouldn't... Doctor. Oh, no. Luna's becoming British as well. No! It's happening to everyone. No! Fie on the doctor. On the doctor. Fie on the doctor. Thou wouldst not eat this swill? If I were ordered to do so, I certainly would. Then we do indeed to order it. Oh, gosh. Then we do indeed order it. I calmly lifted the bowl to my lips, then drank the still steaming hot broth in one extended pull. I then ate the banana slices, and noting the... I then ate the banana slices, and noting the cloth napkin, tore it to shreds and ate the lot of them. You are correct. That was indeed foul. I presume he did not intentionally mean the cotton napkin. Shall I get you another tray, Your Highness? The princess was staring at me, misery forgotten. A success, then. You may. I shall inform the cook that your napkin is to be properly seasoned in the future. I bowed, and I caught a twinkle of something in her eye. You may inform her that in the future we take our napkins with honey and lemon. You may inform her that in the future we take our napkins with honey and lemon. Her Highness's wisdom and tastes are boundless. Unfortunately, there has recently been a run on lemons, and grapefruit is explicitly banned from your table for the immediate future. She bolted up in her bed, outrage evident. I noted that she swayed slightly from the southern... She bolted up in her bed, outrage evident. I noticed that she bolted up in her bed, outrage evident. I noted that she swayed slightly from the sudden effort, and made ready to catch her if needed. What? What madness bans the noble grapefruit? I have so much fun with Luna. It's great. What? What? What madness bans the noble grapefruit? I keep on starting too early. It's too fun. What? 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 Just... Princess Luna, no. I will. What? What madness bans the noble grapefruit? It interferes with medication. Would now be a good time to say I have suggestions about your Luna voice? All-Star. No. I'm ending the stream in 7 minutes. I'm not changing Jack. She settled, looking annoyed. We do not even exceptionally like grapefruit, and now we want some. That is unfortunate, Your Majesty. If you would, is there anything else you would like with your meal? Something not tea, nor soup, nor other malagerous. I have to look up that word because I've never seen this word before in my life. Come on, look up. You are literally useless. Come on. No, not my taskbar. Put. Oh God. I almost ruined my taskbar. All right. Just going. Oh, geez, what happened? What did I do? Oh no, put that back. Oh gosh, I expanded everything. Okay. Don't worry, I'll simply hang the idea over your head for now. Malordorous. My lady. Malordorous, my man. Malordorous. Man, that's such a weird word. I'm still going to look it up just in case because I'm terrible with this stuff like this.
Malodorous.
Okay. Something not tea, nor soup, nor other malodorous sludge. Something not tea, nor soup, nor other malodorous sludge. Malodorous sludge. You're putting two S's very close together, V, and I do not appreciate it. Something not tea, nor soup, nor other malodorous sludge. Everything is either minty, bitter, or bland. If we have one more bite of tapioca, we may scream. Malodorous. Malodorous. Yes. You want a southern accent? This is your southern accent, malodorous. If we have one more tapioca. Like with your meal. Something not tea, nor soup, nor other malodorous sludge. Everything is either minty, bitter, or bland. If we have one more bite of tapioca, we may scream. I considered. I shall see to it, Your Highness. I made it to a break point! Oh my God! It happened! It actually happened! I am so terrible at reading. And that wasn't even that we're not even halfway through. Okay, I'll try and... You know what? I'm going to get through this next section because it's really short. And then... it's a miracle. Yes, huzzah. I'm going to just do this section real quick, and then the next section is really quick. Desk, how dare you? Desk, how dare you? How dare you verily? How dare you verily do this to me? Oh gosh, I made everything the wrong size. Oh geez. Everything's the wrong... Everything's off. Everything. No! You got a reprieve before because I was busy. Oh, desk, why you do this to me? Anyway. Cook Cookie was understandably displeased that I had taken it upon myself to consume the princess's entire dinner with her annoyance. Cook Cookie was understandably displeased that I had taken it upon myself. Cook Cookie was understandably displeased that I had taken it upon myself to consume the princess's entire dinner, and her annoyance was made all the more evident by the force with which she chopped the ingredients for another bowl of stew. Her mood was not improved when I mentioned the princess wished for more seasoning, which was met with admonishment that her meals were currently designed around ease of digestion and not introducing anything that she was not already used to. This one paragraph is 3 sentences. Why is this huge paragraph only 3 sentences, V? I'm going to ding you for that. Cook Cookie was understandably displeased that I had taken it upon myself to consume the princess's entire dinner, and her annoyance was made all the more evident by the force with which she chopped. Oh gosh. And her annoyance was made all the more evident by the force with which she chopped the ingredients for another bowl of stew. Her mood was not improved when I mentioned the princess wished for more seasoning, which was met with the admonishment that her meals were currently designed around ease of digestion and not introducing anything that she was not already used to. This meant simple ingredients with less seasoning, and Cookie was already displeased by the hobbling of her skills. I imagine sous vide would. Oh gosh. I'm just struggling through this one. I imagine sous vide would be beside himself with the. V, I'm going to ding you for just for words. Why? V, no. V, I'm dinging you. I'm dinging you for words not in common use. It even says dated. Gosh dang it.
Apoplexy.
Okay, apoplexy. Thank you, Google. Apoplexy. I imagine apoplexy. And Cookie was already displeased by the hobbling of her skills. I imagine sous vide would be besides himself with apoplexy at the notion. I know he uses dated words, but it's still annoying that I have to look up every single paragraph to find how to pronounce words that aren't in common use anymore. I should know. I do know this, desk. That doesn't mean I'm not going to complain about it. And Cookie was already displeased by the hobbling of her skills. I imagine sous vide would be beside himself with apoplexy at the notion of less seasoning, so perhaps I was lucky for her presence. I was banished to a small section and allowed to see to my own needs, and to order the order to provide something in excess of my charge's meal came to mind. I considered. Topaz had certain traditions when she was sick, such as hair of the dog and peppermint oil in a boiling pot of water. The first seemed counterproductive, the second pleasant enough, though with her hair in a bun, The second, pleasant enough, though with her hair in a bun, I was no longer required to help her hold it away from the boiling water. Her other tradition, I decided, that one could do nicely. Her other tradition, I decided, that I... Her other tradition, I decided, that one could do nicely. I found the chocolate with ease, some heavy cream, butter, and a bit of cinnamon. I cheerfully ground up the harder ingredients, doused them with honey from my own hidden flask, and mixed the entirety into one concoction that I set to simmer. By the time I was done, so too had Cookie, and she soundly tore into me that I had forgotten the single most important part of a hot chocolate, placing several enormously large marshmallows into the pot. Placing several enormously large marshmallows into the pot. Cookie is quite possibly a genius. I could not imagine why Topaz had never done the same. I took the resulting mixture to the princess with her restored meal. I was somewhat gratified that Princess Luna downed her entire first cup with a muffled sound of true pleasure, drawn out until the mug was nearly vertical above her. The rest of her meal was quiet, but the princess cheerfully allowed me to refill her mug several more times, and ordered me to enjoy a mug or two myself. I had to admit, I do good work. You know what? This section of the chapter has made me realize that I've never actually made my own hot chocolate or hot cocoa. It's always been like the cocoa powder and stuff, like the Swiss Miss and whatnot. And this makes me want to make my own hot cocoa because it sounds delicious. Because I remember as a kid, hot cocoa, it was good, but it was always something that was like, yeah, hot cocoa's good, but there's a lot of things that are better than hot cocoa, such as eggnog. Man, imagine making hot cocoa with eggnog instead of heavy cream. That sounds really good. And whenever eggnog comes back into store, right after Halloween, I'm definitely going to get some eggnog and try and see if I can make some hot cocoa, because this sounds fantastic. We don't have Milo here, so I know what Milo is, but we don't have it here. 99% Milo, 1% milk. Yeah. It also didn't help that I also grew up in a household where most of us were allergic to one way or another lactose intolerant. So we just had hot cocoa with water in it instead of milk. I've had it with milk a couple of times, but and I even bought like a tin of like mint hot chocolate because I'm like, ooh, this sounds really good. Tried it, and I'm like, it's not that good. But if I did this with like semi-sweet chocolate chips, that might actually make a good hot cocoa. I might try this. If I ever do try it, I'll let y'all know how it turned out. This section's also really short. Oh man. I'm going to save this for next time because this leads right into him cleaning Discord. So I'm going to end it here for tonight. You got an extra long stream tonight, so congrats. Congrats. You somehow squeezed a 3-hour stream out of me. So I would like to thank y'all for coming out. Thanks for all the help with making the chapter. And who knows, maybe something will change. Like maybe later this week I might do an editing stream that might come next week. Who knows? It's probably going to happen because I just can't do editing by myself. It's something that's not that fun to do. So I'm just going to make you all suffer along with me in doing that. So, in any case, thanks for coming out. I recorded 10 minutes of content. Oh gosh. Thanks for coming out. You have a good night. Thanks again, and I'll be seeing you next time. Have a good one, everyone. Bye.